Welcome to the Bass and Brews podcast, your weekly distraction from other high-quality podcasts. And now, your host, Alex from Swamp Rat Fishing, and
That's the only host you need to know
with
about.
the mostest, the jabberhammer, Paul Roberts.
Will Smith don't have to cuss in his record, but I do. So fuck him and fuck you too.
Well, we're about ready to have to call the ambulance for you because I thought you were going to pass out there, Paul.
Well, it's called Amber Lamps. Lamps. Amber Lamps.
Amber Lance. Okay.
Lamps.
Well,
not Lance.
I said
Lance.
Lance.
Not Armstrong. See, this is the problem with you being from New Jersey and the Pacific Northwest is your consonants and your vowels, they don't ever work together right.
No. It's called I pronounce things properly. As George,
there you go with that northern talk again.
Exactly. Properly as George Washington intended. So
well, he also had wooden teeth.
And he also didn't wear a Donald Duck hat. So, anyways, it's Friday.
Donald Duck didn't exist when George
Washington
was around.
Yeah, he did. There had to be some duck named Donald.
Oh my God! Somebody's dog's about to fucking eat somebody. Jeez.
You know whose dog that is?
Is that Cujo?
That's Jeremy Hicks, JeroninoBro. That is our guest this week on the Bass and Brews show. Hicks, how are you, man?
Man, nah, I'm not worthy. I'm
Right.
I'm great to be here, man. I appreciate y'all inviting me here.
Time out. You're already fucking up. I told you you're going to have to sit still. And you're over there swaying in your chair and swinging your arms around. You got to sit still, homie.
All right, I got you.
There you go. Look, I know you're drinking a Monster, and I know you're going to be, animated. But just like Alex when he was recording from the Howard Johnson in the needle room, you have to sit perfectly still.
Fuck Motel 6. I mean, thanks for giving me a place to record, but you know what? Fuck Motel 6. They can go fuck themselves.
What, they didn't leave the light on for you?
No, they did not leave the light on. But we're here. We've got JeroninoBro, Jeremy Hicks here, and we're gonna kick it off with I'm gonna butcher Paul's opening thing that he does. It's almost become like routine at this point. So kind of what brought you in your life to Bass and Brews?
I got a text message from a guy named Alex. I think a jabberhammer calls him a short guy or something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
That's true.
Can you say his last name, Geronimo?
No idea, bro. I'm not even gonna do it.
It's Alex Castanuega.
That's not it. Nope, that's not it. It's never mind. I don't want to attach my real name to this. Are you kidding me? I just got a good job. I'm not trying to lose it right away.
Come on, man. For the fans, bro.
All right. So for the fans, it's spelled Castonguay, and it's really easy to pronounce. It's Castanguay.
Castanuega.
Castanguay. It's not that hard.
Castanguay.
Yep, that's it. Castanguay. Easy peasy.
He just learned how to spell that this week too, by the way.
Yo, my poor kids, it gets to that part in school where your kids got to spell their last name. And I had to put it on a little piece of paper so they could sneak it in and use it as a cheat sheet to be able to, have all the letters. It's 10 fucking letters they got to figure out.
What's your wife's maiden name?
Paggi. Paggi.
Yeah, so they were fucked either way. You couldn't have taken. Did she hyphenate her name?
No, she did
Amanda
not.
Pajawi Castanuega.
Pajama Castanuega.
Sail away, sail away.
I'm gonna text her and say you need to go change your name and hyphenate your last name from your maiden name and change both your kids' names too.
Just hyphenate all of them. Just name one her maiden name and one my name.
Well, no, it's called hyphenated last name. So I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about.
What does it mean?
What, my last name?
Short.
Yeah,
it doesn't have a meaning.
Castanuega means in if you were to look it up on Google, it translates into stump legs.
Dang. All right. So how tall are you, Alex?
No, he makes fun of me. I'm 6'1". No, I'm just joking. I'm like 5'7" on a good day. I'm pretty short.
Okay. You got me by an inch.
Sweet. Yeah, fuck you, Paul. Look at we got Master Blaster. Me and Hicks, he's gonna jump on my shoulders. We're gonna be your height and we're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. Oh, so we're chicken fighting.
Exactly.
So here's
Hey, man.
a chicken fight. You know when you're kids and people used to get on their shoulders in the pool and you chicken fought?
Yeah.
I learned the quickest way to win was to punch the motherfucker on the bottom in the face. And they will always drop the person on their shoulder.
I would play that with my stepbrother. Shout out to Dusty. And his move was he would reach down and try to grab your dick. And in the process of moving away from him, the whole tower would topple.
Well, he could never reach yours because it was pretty much at the bottom of a pool, like one of those little rockets that you.
You're right. It was at the bottom of the pool. It was so big that it would hang all the way to the bottom of the pool.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. He thought he was grabbing your knees and it was your ankles.
Being short's awesome, though, man. You go in for a hug, you're right at the tatas. I mean, come on, bro.
Right?
Yeah, but then you go to the grocery store and you're asking people to reach shit on the top shelf.
Well, see, we can do that. See, we can climb the shelves because we don't have back problems, you freaking Jolly Green Giant.
Exactly. Also, Hicks, do you have gout? Because he's got gout, and it's I know I don't have
No,
that.
sir.
Yeah,
I eat all the steak and shrimp I want, baby.
Hey, the only thing that gives me gout is delicious bourbon and shitty beer. My White Claw surges. Look, Dude Crusher koozies are out. If you want one, they're $45. Email me and I'll send you one.
Paul's the only guy that
shipping and handling.
Paul makes merch for his company, but he never gives it to anybody. It's just for him to wear because he thinks he's gonna break. His company's gonna break out due to his promotion.
No, I give it to my clients, because my clients, they my people, they my friends. So I give them all.
Does that hat come with it?
No, you got to go to Disney World get this hat.
Actually, speaking of Disney World and amazing places, Paul, can you pan over your left shoulder? Is the brush gone?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, make sure that thing's up there. There it is. Paul's the only thing he took away from the Bassmaster Classic, the grip stick that is yet to be used because his wife fucking hates it.
Hey, I am going to. That's going to be our first sponsor ever. Is the grip stick, grip and stick.
So what does the grip stick do, and what is it gripping? Is it gripping your stick?
It is a magical tool that you use to defer your furniture and your pets.
And you got this at a fishing place?
I got the fucking Bassmaster Classic. Just no fishing place. It's the classic.
He went to the crown jewel of bass fishing, and he walked away with something that he thought his wife was really going to like. He was trying to be a sweet, considerate husband, and she fucking hates it. Now he lives in the garage.
Oh, it's the classic, all right. They classically giving you something to get rid of fur, and then you bring home something, say, "Here, honey, can you please clean up that fur for me?"
No, they didn't give it. I had to buy it. Everybody's walking around that place with fishing rods and gripping sticks. I mean, I wasn't the only one carrying around one, but I bought hats and I bought a gripping stick. That's the only thing I bought at the Classic.
Peer pressure's a bitch, ain't it?
No, I didn't get peer pressured into nothing. But look, everything's so overpriced there. I mean, I can just call up my friends and get shit on discount. I mean, that's what I pretend to do. I pretend to call them, and then when I actually do, I pretend to get the shit on discount. So that's what happens sometimes.
And then he pretends that he gets it in the mail.
And then
you got the right hat on, man. You've got the right hat on, because even Donald's pissed about that person.
Yeah, and then I even pretend to catch fish with the lures that I get.
That's true, because you don't catch shit. But let's get back. So we've got Hicks on. If you guys don't know him, it's JeroninoBro on. We know you from TikTok. You've been, friend of the show for a long time. We've been wanting to have you on for a while. I fucking dig your stuff. You even made a comment today where you were talking about, just always staying organic. Doesn't matter the platform. And that's you, man, because you are always organic. And I got to pull up the phone real quick. I'll pull this back. When I first returned from California, I made like a TikTok about how I was so happy to be back home. And you had like the best comment of that video where you said, it's like taking a deep breath of fresh air. And it really like, I was like, oh, this guy's fucking knows what's up. So I think, ever since then, I was like, this guy's the man now. Cause you really, at that moment in time, you pegged that moment fucking perfectly.
Well, the reason you got a breath of fresh air is because for the first time you were tall enough to be above the smog line.
There it is. I was waiting for the short joke. I was trying to be a nice guy, a little sentimental, And I know Paul, because it sounds like, from my understanding, Hicks, are you a veteran?
I am.
Oh, so this is a bad show for Paul, because we all know if there's one thing that Paul hates, and that's the troops.
See, Alex has been saying that shit for a while. It's 100% not true. But this is how terrible he is at comebacks. Is he only has one comeback, and it's a shitty one.
I think it's a great one. I think, me and Hicks here put our lives on the line for your freedom, and I don't know why you hate us.
Well, whoa. Don't step back there.
Well, I mean,
go ahead, Jeremy. What were you going to say?
I mean, we kind of put our life on the line, right? Like,
I mean, Alex, the only person I ever met in the Coast Guard that fucking can't even tie an overhand knot.
Listen, it's not a problem with my knots. Stop it, Paul. Stop it.
Go back and look at some YouTube videos, and people will see he cast off at half the shit he throws.
He's probably throwing fluoro.
No, it's on braid that I'm losing this shit too, and it is due to sometimes it's due to my knots. Anyways,
it's your knot. It's your knot all day long. I'm sorry, bro. I can't defend you.
It 100% is. And here's the problem I realize. All right, Paul. So you have been like. Paul, you've been like in between fishing, right? You've been having to take long breaks between these tournaments where you pay money to not catch fish, not network, and just basically you pay to get your fucking teeth kicked in. Are you retying? Are you retying when you go out?
If it wasn't for me donating my money, some of those people wouldn't be winning the purses they're winning.
No shit.
And the only knot that Alex knows how to tie is a balloon knot, and I'm not talking about one on the balloon.
He is just fucking sassy tonight.
Hey, to your point about retying, yes, but it's usually the morning of the tournament. Love you. Good night. The morning of the tournament, I show
up. Love you. Night.
And I retie. I got
yeah.
Oh, real quick. I meant to do this earlier. My sweet daughter, Audrey, she made a picture. Drew it, colored it, everything. I'm about to show it here for our podcast. But sweet girl, because she can't listen to podcasts because we say fuck a lot. She mixed up entertainingly educational and Bass and Brews. But this is the picture that she drew. She drew literally me and Alex.
That's awesome.
That's adorable.
Alex says, I had a great time in Mexico. And my quote says, Can you tell me more?
I love it. That's awesome.
Tell me more.
But that's good as hell. That's our new logo. Yep. Somebody make that shit happen. But
I drew a picture too
last night.
Yeah, what did you draw a picture of?
Oh, look at you. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's
now,
I
do like that logo.
Yes. All right, man. So how did you get started into fishing?
My pops took me at a very young age. Back then it was creek jumping. We would walk the creeks in the in the woods, and back then it was the old Zepco 33. I mean, the rest is history, man. I mean, I've been fishing ever since. It's about the only thing in my life that I haven't stopped doing.
What
as
state,
I've gotten older.
What state and what area was this?
I was born and raised in Greenwood, South Carolina. Been here all my life until I went to the military. Swore I'd never come back, and then I did.
You met a hometown chick, and then here you are.
I'm telling you, man, ain't no place like home. It's been me and my pops for a very, very long time. even for a while there in my teenage years, we were just two bachelors living together. But yeah, man, I love fishing. Fishing is life to me. It is. Some people go fishing to unwind. Some people go just for the hell, just going on the water. Me, if I don't go fishing after a couple of days, I'm antsy, I'm jonesing, and you don't really want to get in my way after that.
So you started out creek fishing with some Zebcos. What did you graduate into the boat world and then kayak, or kayak then boat? Where did you graduate into and where you are now?
We got a boat, and I say boat. We got one of those bass hunter plastic boats.
Yeah.
With the trolling motor in the front. Yeah, the pond hopper. Hell yeah. I wanted one so bad.
We had a good time on it. Dad got it because you could stand on the side and it wouldn't flip over.
Mm-hmm.
That was the selling point for him. He's like, I can put you on this boat and I ain't got to worry about you.
There you go.
We did that for probably about a year and a half, and then I ended up taking it down the river and busting a hole in the bottom, and then that ended that story.
Did you get in trouble for sinking his boat?
So I didn't sink it. We still had it. Just never used it, never fixed it. It was one of them things like you broke it, you fix it kind of thing.
Yeah, the country way. That shit broke, but we ain't getting rid of it because we might need it later.
Exactly. I bought my first actual boat when I was probably about 20 years old. I took some of my money from the military and I bought a 1969 Manatee tri-hole with a 75 Seahorse on the back.
Holy shit.
That's a barge. Yeah. That's a big old boat.
Oh, no, man. It was like
it's
15 foot.
Yeah, it's a little one.
How much did it weigh?
Oh, dude. It was waterlogged and everything, man. I gave the guy like, I don't know, $900. I should have paid him $2. Didn't know jack shit about a boat at all. Broke down twice, caught a few fish out of it, broke down twice. And then we were like, all right, well, I guess I need to learn how to work on boats. And probably about 3 years later, I started working on the side at a boat shop and learned how to work on boats. And then I escalated to a John boat, a 14-foot John boat with a 9.9 on the back. Bought a 20-foot pontoon. Realized I hated fishing off a pontoon.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, like I've always I think that's ideal for me. Like me and the missus were like, a pontoon boat would be dope because she can just sit around and drink White Claws and I can fish off the side of it, right? Like, and there's plenty of room for everything.
But Alex, you're not tall enough to see over the rails.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
But it's one of those things like you're going to go bass fishing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, see, you're in a kayak now.
Yeah.
So you probably won't have a problem with that because you're already kind of going mediocre down the lake anyway.
Gotcha.
But as somebody that knows that if I go to this spot over here and they're not there, then I can go, 5 coves down and they'll be there.
Gotcha.
That's the kicker right there.
Gotcha.
And the wind sucks in a pontoon, bro. There is nothing easy about a pontoon when it's windy.
All right. So from pontoon boat, what happened after that?
Bass tracker. I got a 15-foot bass tracker with a 40 on the back. That's when I started tournament fishing.
I was about to say, that's it. That's when you got a bass boat.
I got a Hercules John boat. I started doing. I did actually.
Oh my God!
I still have that boat, and it's the whole bottom is 5,200, bro. I've got 4-foot gashes in the bottom of that boat.
Holy
See,
shit.
This man has every boat he has ever owned because he's country, and because we don't get rid of boats because we might need them later. Or we might.
He's not lying. They're in the backyard. They are in the backyard. They're sitting there with all their glory.
That's where the chickens roost at night.
I've done crappie tournaments out of that boat. I've done bass tournaments out of that boat. I've done catfish tournaments out of that boat. Had it for about 5 years, and then I just upgraded end of last year to a Crestliner, a 1850 Fishhawk with a 150 on the back.
Oh shit! You got a nice boat now.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then also,
it only took me about 15 years.
How much longer till you fuck it up?
I give it about another 6 months.
So what's awesome about you, and from what I see from the stuff that you put online, is bass is really not the forefront of your fishing, right? It's mostly what, cats and crappie?
I bass fish, I crappie fish, I perch fish, I brim fish. But as far as tournaments go, I enjoy the catfishing world in the tournaments, man. It's the good old boy mentality, being from the South.
Mm-hmm.
I relate to these people. I mean, you can come up with a 14-foot John boat with your overalls on and say, hey, I'm going to get them today. And I believe you.
All right. So we just had somebody on last episode who did redfish. So how do these catfish
His name's
tournaments?
Chris.
I know. Paul,
you didn't until I told you.
Paul, your fucking sassiness is getting out of control. You're about ready to go to fucking Bass and Brews timeout.
I'm just trying to keep this professional.
With a fucking...
Sounds like somebody needs a nap.
Yeah, exactly. Paul. Anyways.
I didn't say who.
Well, I could take a nap and still be taller than Alex.
That's because your gut's big. That's not my fucking fault.
All right, Paul. I'm just gonna say it. See, every little thing you nick at Alex.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shorter than he is, bro. So how do you think you're making me feel, Mr. Professional?
This is our podcast, so you're here for our entertainment.
My man.
All right, how do these catfish tournaments work? Is it best 5? Are they length? Is it weight?
The bigger tournaments that I'm getting into in the last couple of years, it's usually in South Carolina. You can only have 2 blue catfish over the slot limit.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you can only have 1, or you can have many of them, but they can't be no more 2 of them that size. And I don't remember what the length is because I only bring in 2 anyway. But
true country angler, he don't worry about size. Fucking if he catches it's legal.
Exactly.
We frying it, so it don't matter.
So it's usually two blue catfish. If you get on some big flatheads, you bring those in, but usually the bigger fish are blues.
Okay.
So that's what we usually target. I love a big flathead. They fight way better to me than a blue. The bite of a blue is a heck of a lot better, but it's usually 2, bring it in, and you do it by weight.
All right, so it's 2, bring it in by weight. Can you use like cut bait or live bait?
Oh yes, sir, man.
All right.
As long as it's in the legal parameters. Like in South Carolina, we're not allowed to use crappie. We can't use crappie on the hook.
Okay.
Can you use bluegill, brim?
Oh yes, sir. You can't catch them in a cast net, but you can catch them on a hook, and you're good to go.
And can you use bass?
No.
So you can't use any what they consider game fish. No crappie, no bass, no game fish you can use for bait.
Correct. But you can go, you can go to Georgia and you're good to go. You can go to North Carolina and you're good to go. I still don't think you can use bass, but you can use crappie.
See, using bass for bait is the same thing as eating the eggs. The bigger, the better. The bigger the bass you use for bait, the bigger catfish you catch.
Hey, I eat them all, so I'm not worried about it.
So all right. Let's go back to these 2. Can you only weigh in 2 blues, or can you weigh in like 2 overslot blues and a big flat, or is it just 2?
Normally, it's just 2. It really depends on the tournament series and the laws of that state, especially how big the tournament is. Like we have in my local lake, we don't have blues in that lake. They say there is, but they're not. I've been fishing there all my life, and I've never caught not a single one. But we have a lot of channel cat and a lot of flatheads. So they'll put on channel cat tournaments, and they'll say, bring in 5 because there's going to be a lot of clone fish. They'll be about the same size.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll bring in 5 for that, and then they'll have a side pot for a big flathead.
What's your home lake?
Greenwood Lake.
Okay, that's what I figured. And do you fish, and you're close to the Georgia line, so I'm assuming you fish some Georgia tournaments. Do you fish in the North Carolina too?
I'm working on that. I fished Lake Wiley in November last year for the Big Money Showdown. That was interesting.
There ain't no fish in Wiley.
Shit.
When Paul's on the water, there's no fish.
They ain't
You
no
is
Bass and
wrong.
Wiley. They ain't no Bass and Wiley.
You wrong on that too.
Well, you need to talk to some fellas on that.
All right. So why go to catfish tournaments and not bass tournaments? What draws you to specifically tournament fishing for catfish? I think you're our first. Yeah, you're definitely our first like tournament catfisherman.
I wouldn't even go that far, man. I'm still new to all this, but bass tournaments to me were very fun and it's very competitive. What threw me off is like if they don't know you, you don't fit in yet. If they don't know who you are, you're just kind of like you're an outcast, and you got to build that relationship up. And I'm too lazy to give a hell about what the hell you think anyway. So some people were very nice and courteous and all that, but some people were like, hey, I'm not telling you anything because this is serious. This I'm gonna be a weekend professional, and I'm just like, eat a dick, dude.
Yep.
So you're also saying you couldn't catch bass, so you went to catfish.
No, I did all right. I mean, I didn't win anything. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you about that. I didn't win not a one single one. I came in like maybe 5th was my best I ever finished as far as a tournament goes.
That's better than
but
Paul.
not only
like
that,
kayak,
dude.
that's like my kayak bass fishing. I've done better than 5th, but I ain't won shit.
Bass fishing is way, way, way more popular than catfishing is right now. Now, catfishing is working its way up right now for some odd reason over the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't compete against the retirees, man.
Yeah,
them mugs are on that lake all week long pre-fishing. Yep. I got to work all week. I finally get to the tournament. These guys have got a 5-bag limit before 10 minutes of the tournament.
Yeah.
I can't compete against that.
So how's it different in the catfishing world then? I'm sure you got old men out there catfishing every day. How does that work? What makes catfishing the level of competition closer than bass fishing? That's what it sounds like you're saying, is that catfishing you have a better chance.
I have a better chance is this. When I get done with this tournament, I can talk to these people. Okay. We can discuss things. We can have a good time. Even if I lost my ass and you kicked my ass, and I'm gonna take shit for that because that's just the competition of it. And I have no problem with that. But at least we can have a conversation instead of you. I prefer it's like dirt track racing. After I kick your ass, I say something and I leave because I'm on to the next race. Catfishing, it's more to me. I fit in better with that crowd.
So you saying bass anglers are elitist motherfuckers?
No, it's just I was the young man on the field, and
that's what he said. Everybody, Geronimo, he said bass fishermen, anglers are elitist, and I agree with it 100%. 100%. They're almost up there with fly fishing people.
Yeah,
almost.
I just started doing that actually.
Oh my god!
For catfish.
That's the goal. Actually, that's the goal.
You got to have one of those real deep diving streamers to get some cats there.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, how many times you caught a flathead or a channel on a crankbait?
All I know is your ass is about to get shunned from bass fishing and fly fishing because you thought, man, I'm catching flatheads on a fly and the fly fishing. Oh my god!
He's out there with a ribbon dancer. I'm getting them, boys.
It is what it is, man. I mean, Black Flag Outdoors on TikTok got me on it. He's like, man, you should give it a shot. And I was like, all right, I'll try anything. Let's just see what happens. And have y'all ever done it?
Yeah, I have. I did it when not for catfish, but fly fish in general. Yes, that's all I fished as a kid.
Well, I'm just saying, that first day of doing that, my stroke game was on point, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. Like it was the best thing to strengthen up as a teenager. You know what I mean? like not only was I really good at casting, but then the homework was really improved as well.
But I mean, and it's just like that, like crappie fishing. I love crappie fishing. Crappie fishing is fun to me. I do it more for the food aspect of it, but crappie fishing, hands down, has taught me more about, in general, fishing for every species than I can ever imagine.
We hear that a lot with folks that are getting their forward-facing sonar.
Yeah.
Is people say go crappie fish with the forward-facing sonar to learn how to use it, to learn how to put your bait in the water, to learn how to watch it, to learn how to fish react, to see the fish. Almost everybody that I've talked to, that's their biggest piece of advice for forward-facing sonar is to go crappie fish.
Now, when you say forward-facing sonar, are you talking about like live scope and all that?
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about live scope, but forward-facing sonar encompasses everything. Live scope is like a skill saw. It's a circular saw, bitch. A skill saw is a brand.
Yeah.
Live
It's just
scope
a
is a
brand.
brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forward-facing sonar is the circular saw.
See,
of fish.
he's fucking sassy tonight. Like he could have just been like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Instead, he's got to be like, no, it's a fucking brand. Blah 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 blah.
Well, I mean, he just proved my point about bass fishing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I think I proved my own point about bass fishing.
No,
that
I
didn't agree with about being.
I fucking love crappie fishing, and I get a lot of weird looks
It's
when
crappie.
I am
crappie.
loading up the kayak. Right, like I can fit 6 rods in the kayak. 5 of them are for bass, and then I have 1 crappie rod in there, and they're like, "What's that for?" And
That's
I
right.
was like, "Well, this is just in case the bass fishing goes slow." I know I'm going to catch a shit ton of crappie, so I'm just going to go at it. Like, I fucking love it.
But he doesn't even keep them and eat them. He throws them
I
back.
don't.
Do you eat fish?
Me? Yes, I eat a shit ton of fish. All right, so I live in
He doesn't eat anything he catches.
That's not true. I live in the great state of New Jersey, where let's just say our freshwater bodies of water aren't the cleanest. So
you got that mercury in it. You got that mercury and
I
E.
got
coli
that
and all
mercury.
that.
You fuck around and get jaundice fucking around with that shit. So I don't. But when I went saltwater fishing a couple of years ago in the kayak, I kept that. That was striper and tautog, and it was fucking delicious. So if it's saltwater,
and then you got hate mail and haven't been back fishing in the saltwater since.
I know I got to set up another trip. I got to do. I want to recreate.
All I can think of right now is I'm gonna buy me a Mercury, cruise it up and down the road.
I want to recreate. I know Hicks, we were talking about before we got on the show, like watching a shit ton of fishing YouTube, and there was this guy in New Jersey. His name was C Money. Stupid fucking name, but this guy did this like catch and cook challenge, and it's like the coolest thing ever. He would be in a kayak, catch a bluefish, roll up into a sod bank, cut that bitch when it was still alive, and like sashimi it, and sit there, drink beer, and have like sushi from a fish that he just caught right there. And I want to recreate that.
What the hell is a sashimi?
Sashimi is a type of sushi.
Okay, all right.
It's like
it's a piece of raw fish sitting
Yep.
on a bed of sushi rice,
Correct.
and then you just put a little bit of love on it, pop it in your mouth.
But he
I'll
did
probably
it
have
like
some at
from
Fort
the
Bragg.
fish. And I definitely want to do that. Like, I think that's as the kids would say, that's the vibe.
Speaking
That's
of
the
eating
vibe.
fish, all right, at the end of y'all's catfish tournaments, you got 2 40-pound blue cats. Do you take them bitches home and fry them up and eat them, or do y'all go let them off at the end of the boat ramp?
Depends on the tournament, man. These bigger tournaments are CPR. You let them go. Take your pictures and go. Let them
Okay.
go.
Explain that now. All right, explain how that works.
Same thing. You just like bass fishing, bro. You put them in a live well, keep them alive. If you cannot, a lot of tournaments don't allow you to string them on the side of the boat, which was terrible for me because my tracker didn't have a live well big enough to hold a 40-pound fish.
Yeah.
So
Wait, CPR,
that's why you see a lot of
catch and release, right? You're not catch photo release.
catch photo release.
What
So you take
are
a
you
picture of 'em on
measuring
the
it on a
boat?
bump board, or are you taking a picture of the scale?
No. As far as that goes, man, you bring them to a scale. You
It's
get
a
them out of the live
weigh-in.
well.
Okay, it's a
Yeah,
live
weigh.
Okay,
There you
gotcha.
go. I'm sorry,
Gotcha.
man. I don't know
you're good.
y'all's lingo.
Well, first of all, don't apologize, motherfucker. You didn't hurt nobody. I mean, you ain't told Alex he was short yet, so don't apologize. But when you say
He's
catch
taller
photo
than me.
so you're a short buck. We get it. You don't have to keep reiterating. When you say CPR, and because we're both kayak anglers, this is not a kayak fishing podcast,
It's
but
not.
we do have a lot of kayak anglers. But when you say catch photo release, we're putting that bitch on a board, taking a picture of it, and then putting it right back in the water. So yours is live weigh in. Just to see, here I go being an elitist again. I'm trying to. I mean, I've got our guest. Our guest came on last minute, and I'm just over here, raking him under the coals about being shorter than Alex. I mean, we got tiny 2 legs and tiny extra 2 legs.
What?
Look, bro, I'm just gonna say it, man. I've been pressure washing the Yellow Brick Road for 20 years. I'm about ready to retire.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds cool.
He's talking about Wizard of Oz, and my favorite is my oldest. She had to be about like 4 or 5, and she's watching the movie. And I do have a distinctive voice. It's a little gravelly, as people have told me. And in that movie, when it gets to the guys talking about the Lollipop Guild, she looks at me dead in my face and goes, "Is that you?" Like, she dead on thought that was me. Because he's got like that, "We are from the Lollipop," and she was like, "Is that you?" And I was like, "You little bitch. That's not me. Stop. We're going to get we're going to get canceled."
I want to dance right now, but he told me to be still.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. All right, Paul, you derailed us. Keep it going. Quit looking at your fucking TikTok.
Hey, man, I'm trying to get some content created here. Y'all do your thing and let me get to Alex's twin from the Wizard of Oz.
All right, so have you done... So you've done crappie tournaments, right? That's the same thing?
Yes,
is that a 5-fish deal too?
I think the last one I did was 6.
6, okay. See, I always have so around here we obviously have bass tournaments. I've never seen a crappie tournament in South Jersey. I have seen a white perch tournament and a pickerel tournament. And the pickerel tournament was interesting. Like, you had to show up with those things. It was a 3-fish limit. It had to be alive. You had 9 hours to fish. And you had to end, you could fish wherever you wanted, but you had to end up at this one VFW with 3 live pickerel to weigh in.
Geronimo, he's talking about jackfish.
What, a pickerel?
Yeah, he knows.
A pickerel to me, it looks like a small pike.
Yes, yeah,
AKA a jackfish. You know what? I'm about to leave. I got a man here from South Carolina who's not agreeing with me on jackfish. He's calling them pickerel and shit. What the fuck is? I can tell
we always called them pickles.
I can tell I'm on here with 2 damn shorties.
2 shorties and a fat man. That's what the name of this episode is.
These motherfuckers are teaming up on me, and they still aren't half of my size. And they're teaming up. They are just like the Lollipop Guild.
Or your weight, Paul.
I'm telling you, man. Big tree fall hard.
Yeah, especially when that gout gets him. He's easy to push over. But, yeah, I've never done the pickerel tournament, but I always thought it was weird that it was like you could fish anywhere. You just got to be at this VFW. And then that's one where you don't get the option to release them. It's like you weigh them in and you're like, "Hey, congrats." Then you put all your fish, and then they go in the back, and some Polish lady cuts them up and makes pickerel nuggets out of them, and they fry them up, and it's delicious.
I'll tell you the biggest thing that I like about catfishing tournaments that I've done so far is that there's not a lot of them with blast off. You actually you can put your boat in, you pay your dues or whatever you do, or you can pre-register, pay your dues. You can be, some of them do like you can only be like 200 yards away from the ramp. Some of them do like you can fish your spot, but you can't put lines in until a certain time. And that's amazing. And I think they do that to get away with the insurance for the tournaments and stuff like that.
Oh. I mean, you just outed them right there, but yep.
So catching your bait for these catfishing tournaments, are you targeting certain bait fish species and certain times of the year, or are you just going out there casting some net and getting some shad and throwing them on, or like how does the bait work for you in the tournament?
Me, I throw, if I can pre-fish, I can pretty much nail down what I need to have if I can pre-fish. But if I don't get the pre-fish, which is very often, I'll throw a buffet out there, bro. I'll throw perch out there. I'll throw brim out there. I'll throw shad out there. Whatever I can get. I'll throw herring out there. I do not care. I've even thrown chicken out there before because I didn't have any bait.
So y'all can use chicken and shit, huh?
That sounded like the most redneck Dr. Seuss ever. I'll throw herring. I'll throw shad. I'll throw bluegill. I don't care.
It's not that bad.
There it is.
Look at y'all. Y'all just like some fucking munchkins up in here rhyming and
you
shit.
Fat son of a bitch. Listen here, Shrek. You angry fucking ogre.
But yeah, I mean, my biggest fish came off the smallest bait I ever used, which was a small cut piece of herring, there's a blueback herring, not very big at all. That's my biggest fish catch, and a lot of people believe in that, big hook, big bait thing. And don't get me wrong, it eliminates a lot of the smaller fish, but I love trophy fishing for catfish. I do. I love trophy fishing for bass, but it's even like bass. I'm not going to go out there for 9 hours throwing a 16-inch glide bait to get one bite. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I can't. I will go crazy. I have to be doing something, and I am not throwing a freaking frisbee out there.
All right, so on your catfish rigs, are you Carolina rigging, or you knocker rigging, or whatever it's called? Like what is your kayak, or fuck, I can't remember, but chicka wawa remix. What is your catfish rig look like?
Paul just had a stroke.
Wicka. I use a I basically run I use a Santee rig most of the time, which is a Carolina rig with a peg float on the end by the hook. I do that most of the time.
So do you use like a cork, or are you using a balloon?
I use a cork, little slotted 3-inch peg float most of the time.
Okay. You got a big old egg weight as your weight down at the swivel.
If I'm dragging, then I use a slinky weight or something like that. If I'm anchored, I'll throw like a coin weight or something like that. It just depends on the conditions. I'm a river guy by heart, because that's mostly what we are. I mean, my lake is basically just a dammed up, mud hole of a river. So, that's what I do most of the time. I like the river, especially when springtime hits. I can go up the river. People leave me alone. I don't have to worry about the pleasure boaters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can get my solitude up there.
They are the worst. I went out last week. I'm going out tomorrow, but I went out last week and I was like, this is amazing. It's such a good day on this river. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And then all I hear is, and the fucking jackasses in the jet skis are out already. And I'm like, you fucking pieces of shit. Like, anybody that would listen, I'm going to make a really bold statement. I feel like we should have done this a long time ago. If you own a jet ski, you can go fuck yourself. Like, we're not friends. You can go fuck yourself.
Damn, Tony, you heard that right.
Well, look, if you ever start using balloons, Alex can teach you how to tie a good balloon knot.
There it is.
I figured that's where you were going with that.
There it is. Listen, I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time with seamen in my 20 years. So
we all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine.
There's no
submarine.
I'm going to totally. You mentioned so we don't have submarines in the Coast Guard, right? But when I was in my MOS school, we had this one kid. And I think everybody has this one kid in whatever school they're at, if they were in the military, who's a fucking idiot. And you're like, how the fuck are you in the military? Like, you are a fucking moron. And
they had to hit a quota that month.
Exactly. And I had the number 2 pick of where I was going to go. And this guy had number 1. And me and like 4 other people were able to convince him that, hey, just so you know, the Coast Guard actually does have a submarine. It's all white, has that orange stripe on the side of it, but there's only E4s on it. And the captain of it is an E5, but they don't ever put it on the school list. So make sure to put that first. And I was able to get the air station I went to first because this fucking moron put a non-existent Coast Guard submarine on his official like duty pick list. So
And now he's a 4-star general in the Coast Guard.
No, he got the Coast Guard has this thing called high year tenure, where you have to basically like hit rank, rank objectives at a certain time. So you got to make E5 by 10 years. This motherfucker got booted out because he was an E3 at 10-year mark because he got in trouble at some point and knocked back down. Like he was a fucking moron. I can't remember his name. I doubt he's listening to this, but fuck you. You probably drive a jet ski, you piece of shit.
Oh my God. Now who needs a nap?
Like, listen, this dude was so dumb, and here's why I'd get mad at him. Hicks, you got to connect with me on this one. You're sitting there at a training, and it's the worst, most boring training ever, right? And you just want to get through it, and you can tell the instructor wants to get through it, right? And they just have to do what's required. This motherfucker every 5 minutes. Excuse me. Can you rewind it back just a bit? I have a question. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, we'll cover it later. Just shut the fuck up. We want to get out of here. He would do that all the time.
All you had to do was just, battle buddy to the bathroom, Blue Falcon, some shit.
Yeah, well, he fucking got real fucking close. Listen, I was a young, impressionable 19-year-old who was hungover the whole time at MOS school, and I couldn't deal with his fucking voice and him asking dumb questions about just dumb shit. Can you go over which knob is the volume on the radio again? Shut the fuck up.
Well, you obviously should have asked more questions about knot time while you were in. All right, I'm done with the knots. I think I've played that shit out a bunch. I've kind of run out of jokes.
I think you did that probably like 4 episodes ago, but you know it doesn't get old? Your hatred of the troops.
Which is completely false, but go ahead.
Poor Hicks. He's like,
and now you're going to let us
Y'all
this
poor
dead
things.
noise. Look, our guest doesn't even know what to say right now because
The
you're
best.
telling liars.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm just here having a good time, drinking my monsters, being very, very still. I'm shaking on the inside,
All right.
But,
So we've covered so far a lot of excellent, actually, catfish tactics and tips, which are great. That's fantastic. That doesn't usually happen a lot on this show. So I want to bring it back down to the level. Last week's episode, we talked about how you, quote unquote, go on the water. And I figure that you catfish folks are a bunch of, what's the right way to say this? Free-loving
Rednecks.
spirits. Yeah, I was going to say
Hold
that.
on.
Yeah,
All right,
what? Are you going to interrupt me again in the middle of my fucking question, Paul?
I mean, according
ahead, Paul.
to Drew and the Paddler's Playbook,
Yeah,
I
you need to
interrupt
stop
you too
fucking
much.
interrupting. So,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
all right. So let's say you're out there and you've got to go.
God almighty.
How are you handling it? Because we just had Chris on, right? Chris said he only does it on his brother's truck. That's the only time he shits when he goes out on the water.
Right.
Right? But I mean, I figured
Right.
you catfish guys are just kind of dropping your overalls and parking it over the side.
Oh, bro, dude, come on, man. This ain't even a catfish thing. This is just, where you were born thing. Here in the South, we go for the one sock frenzy in the woods, bro.
A frenzy.
I
Dude,
mean, that's
gotta
what
be on
you
a
do,
t-shirt.
man.
That's got to be on a t-shirt right there.
I mean,
One
you
sock
like, hey, bro, I gotta go drop a deuce, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
So,
and then you go like, nah, we can't do that right now, bro. We're on fish right now. All right, dude. And then about 5 minutes later, you're like, hey, bro, I gotta drop a deuce. We gotta do something here. And then, nah, man, we're still on the fish. 5 minutes later, it's like, all right, bro, I'm gonna shit on you, or we're going to the woods right now.
You're not going to
shitting
park
in
it over the
sock?
side. No, he doesn't.
I have.
What? Go ahead.
Did you say
Explain
something about shit in the sock? I didn't know.
Oh,
Retract.
I was about to say you said you have. I was like I'm thinking Homie the Clown, but instead of a sock stuffed with socks, it's Homie the Clown with a turd with old Duke up in there, and you're smacking people across the face with a sock with a Duke at the end of it.
Nah, man. See, when we were kids, you know, you go deer hunting or whatever. You just go grab a leaf or something like that and hope to God it's not poison ivy.
Yep.
As you get older, you know, you go deer hunting and it's like crap. You finally get to your tree and it's like, damn, I gotta drop deuce. You know, you just take the old sock off, man.
Yep.
You take your little and you just leave it there.
You just leave it there for the woods. That's your
You
sock.
damn
cowboy.
right, man.
And I ain't seen deer in my stand in 2 months because he's got fucking socks and turds at the bottom of the tree everywhere.
Believe it or not, that doe I shot about 3 years ago walked right up and sniffed my sock, and I capped that bitch.
There you go. She need to be pulled out.
Hicks's stand looks like the inside of a Ross, but instead of the clothes everywhere, it's just shit socks everywhere.
Yeah, his deer stand looks like a New Jersey boat ramp. Piles of and brown streaks on socks.
Just taking shots. He's really leaning into this. Like, I'm gonna take shots at Alex because people think it's funny. Really leaning into it, Paul.
Well, look, before Alex got a real job, we used to text all the time, back and forth and shit, talk shit. Now, like, he don't ever text me. Matter of fact, when he responds to a text or something funny I send him, I get the little heart or the thumbs up or the exclamation point. So the only time I actually
you're an emoji stander, man.
It's not even the emoji. It's
emoji
just
stander.
Heart.
Yeah. No, it's like, so this new job, like, total side note, like this week has been half rough, half not, right? So like I started Monday, I had to actually like go to the office. Like I started my job a couple weeks ago at a defense contracting agency. We'll just leave it at that. And it's a really boring job. It's nothing exciting, but it pays amazing. And this week I started working from home, but it's like 10-hour shifts Monday through Thursday. And it's not like so like I can't really like slack off at the job. I can't be like Paul just sitting in my fucking truck all day bullshitting.
I don't get it though. How did you get a defense contract job out of the Coast Guard?
Yeah, no shit, right? So like, do you really want to know, or are you trying to make a Paul joke?
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah, so the Coast Guard uses on their ships, they use the same weapon system as the Navy. And I have experience with that weapon system. So I am writing technical manuals. I write manuals for said weapon system.
If anybody ever listens to this podcast and they hear that Alex Castanuaga is making weapon systems,
I don't make weapon systems.
That's what you just said.
No, I said I write the manuals for weapon systems. My job is I get paid a really good amount of money, but technically the job, it's called a technical writer. It's the people that write your instructions for like toasters and shit like that. I just do it on a DOD level.
This man said toasters. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, like somebody has to write
the
those
button down to it, click, and in 3 minutes, boom, instead of toast popping up, your fucking rocket shoots.
I'm going to tell you
Do you go out there and like spray paint it on the side of it, you know?
No, dude, on my resume, like I listed all the normal shit, but then I literally left, like you're supposed to leave a portfolio, right? Mine was like how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, how to make toast. Like, and you have to describe it in a way that like somebody who doesn't know it, right? Like I write manuals for young U.S., not just U.S., for young sailors when they're at school. I write the instruction material. I write the main manuals for that shit.
You poor thing.
Dude, it's fucking amazing.
Hey,
I work for. Hold on, Paul. Quit fucking
go ahead.
interrupting me.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to. That was your fault. For quitting talking. I didn't mean to interrupt that time. But I do have something to say when you're done.
It's a lot. Like, yes, it's super boring work. But after 20 years of non-boring work, like I have zero leadership responsibility. I was an E6 in the Coast Guard on a ship, which meant leadership through the ass. And I don't have to do that anymore. I just have to worry about me. I don't have to deal with any of the military bullshit. It's all like super high corporate, which means they are like, hey, you did a really good job today. You got all your tasks done. Just remember there's burnout. So maybe tomorrow work a little slower. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Like, it's fucking weird.
what I was going to say, that anybody that needs help writing a resume to get a real job,
yes,
is don't go to Alex.
No,
go to
do
Sean the
not.
Fisherman.
Sean the
Sean
Fisherman.
the Fisherman from Jugs and Bugs, aka Jigs and Bigs.
Yeah,
Got this man a professional job.
he
With
did.
his resume was talking about making peanut butter and jelly fucking sandwiches.
No,
So
like big
and
shout out to
Sean
him.
is also
Yeah.
Sean is also a veteran, and he has actually worked in doing resume help for veterans. And so if he can get this dumbass short motherfucker a job, then the rest of y'all have nothing to worry about.
No, huge
Sean the
shout out to
Fisherman.
Sean. Huge shout out. He sat with me for what was it, like 4 or 5 hours that day, and we literally wrote it wasn't for this job specific, but I was able to take everything that he did, combined it into a new resume. Like, he's fucking amazing. Sean's the man. So
back to catfishing.
Back to pooping, back to socks in the woods.
Socks, shitting, and catfishing. I mean, that right there is a YouTube channel.
No, that's a podcast right there. Hicks, there's your podcast.
Yeah, this is my first podcast, so I'm popping my cherry on this,
I feel really bad because we hear that a lot. Like, oh my God, this is my first podcast. And then usually our guests go on to the actual like real shows. And I feel bad. It's like losing your virginity to a like a 47-year-old down on her luck prostitute behind a Burger King.
Hey man, everybody's got to start somewhere.
That's us. That's another shirt idea. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Come be a guest on Bass and Brews.
Hey man, but yeah, I mean, it's become a great part of my life. Super stoked and happy to be here.
Yeah. Still, everybody's got to start
56
somewhere.
minutes in. We're 56 minutes in. He's like, look, I'm happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. As he says that with a grimace on his face, like he don't even know what the fuck's going on right now. Neither do I.
We've got to change from your weekly distraction of high quality podcasts to be, well, you got to start somewhere. I guess it's us, the Bass and Brews, quote unquote, fishing podcast.
Yeah, fuck that campfire shit. We're gonna start, talking to people. It's like, hey, have you ever listened to podcasts? No, Well, hey, look, you gotta start somewhere.
And it might as well be us.
And here's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I wrote the manual.
Exactly. Listen,
with a toaster.
Listen, if you guys are listening to this, me and Paul are about ready to. It'll be about a week out, but make sure to go listen. We're about ready to be on Alex Rudd's podcast, and I'm going to make sure to plug on that podcast that if people think that Alex Rudd, geez, blah, 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 that Rudd's podcast is too fancy for them, you can just come on over to Bass and Brews because you got to start somewhere.
This podcast will be out a whole week after that live comes out.
Yeah.
So they're going to miss that. They'll have to go back and listen to the podcast. They're going to miss the live. But anyway, fun time. Hey, tell me about my name there, Geronimo. What's up with this Hicks, Hix bullshit?
That's my last name, bro. We couldn't afford those other 2 letters.
What? Okay. Oh my God. See, our good buddy Tiny Two Poles was doing Hicks. He kept saying Hicks on this live. I'm like, do I spell it out or do I what do I do here? And he said, just put Hix. I thought there was something. I thought there was going to be a cool story to it.
No, man. My drill sergeant told me that my family tree went up and came straight back down. I'm a Hicks.
There ain't no branches.
Good old South Carolinian.
All the pine cones in that tree hit the bottom and they ain't go nowhere else.
Oh yeah, we didn't have an ugly stick to hit on the way down, man. That's why we're so pretty.
What
you're a good looking man that makes sense. You have no ugly branches to hit on the way down. So you pretty fella. Got all your teeth.
Yeah, man.
Got a pretty smile.
Buy me dinner first though, bro. Buy me dinner first. Or at least cook it for me.
Look, looks like you get your eyebrows did and stuff. You handsome fella.
I'm not going to Tennessee with you ever.
You're going to get one of them big old man hugs that Paul's nationally known for at this point.
I love giving man hugs.
Hey, man.
Hey, Hicks, what branch of the service were you in?
I was in the United States Army.
Okay. Did you enjoy your time in it or no?
It was fun until it wasn't.
Yeah. What'd you do in the
I
Army?
mean, I was a 13 Foxtrot. I was a fister, elbow deep, forward observer.
Okay. That's pretty
For
fucking
those of y'all
gnarly.
that probably don't know what that is, we would spot targets from however far away they were, and then we would call in the airstrike on it or whatever.
So did y'all use the lasers to get the?
I never used the laser. We were trained on them, but I never used the laser. I
Okay, give 'em
always did
coordinates.
grids.
Yeah,
Okay.
maps and grids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, clearing the way for everybody else, huh?
We were usually, I think the only time that I ever actually got to use that job, we were actually clearing the way for nobody else to follow.
Yeah, you're clearing your own way.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, man, I had a good time in the military. I did. Taught me a lot about myself. You got a lot of time to learn about yourself, to figure out who you are as an individual, as well as being a part of a team for a bunch of people that are from all over the nation. That was a cool thing for me. I love different cultures. That's why I asked what your name meant, because a lot of people have meanings to those names. You do not, for some reason. I don't know why. But,
I mean, maybe it means something in Portuguese, but it's so far removed from, so far removed from Christopher Columbus. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, in Portuguese,
too.
Alex's last name means short motherfucker.
There it is. There it is.
There it went.
Yep.
But yeah, I had a absolute great time going across. Now I've been to Korea twice, all over the United States. I never was able. I probably would have never did that at all if I hadn't joined the military. Just being a country guy, Now I call myself country, but if you go see my family down in Georgia, I mean, I'm a city slicker compared to them.
Right.
But
they South Georgia. Then they gotta be South Georgia if you're talking about them like that. Being Kingsland.
Nah, bro. They're over there near some fucking blinky stoplight by somewhere near fucking Atlanta, in between Atlanta and Augusta or some shit.
Yeah, but that could be everywhere. Like my whole family still lives in the Pacific Northwest. They're never leaving, nor have they ever left Washington. Right.
I think my family's actually still sharecroppers. I really believe they're because they do not own the farm that they stay on.
Yeah. Okay.
They might be. Yeah.
Hey, tell me this: being from the country, the deep South country, and you got to travel the world. What was the culinary aspect of it for you? Eating food? Were you willing to try new food, or were you like, hell no, man, give me some fried chicken?
Oh, bro, and again, like I say, I'm actually kind of a picky eater. There's specific things I do not mess with, but bro, when you go to a different country, shit, try it once.
Eat it all.
Don't matter if you don't like it now. Try it, bro. I mean, I've had chocolate crickets. I've had hell, I've eaten dog before.
Yep.
What it tastes like?
If I could figure out what the sauce they used for dog, there would be a stray one around.
Was that in Korea?
That was in Korea.
Yeah, I've had dog in Costa Rica and Mexico, and it wasn't my favorite. That your dog is mad we're talking about this. But I've had it there, and it wasn't the best. But I have heard that the Korean dog is actually really good.
It's great. It's great. I will say this:
who you over there winking at?
His dog.
They're about to go sleep.
Oh, okay.
But we were over in Korea, and we went to in Korea. There's like sections for everything. Like this block is for this block is for that. This block's for like wedding stuff. This block is for furniture, things like that. Well, we were in the market, and when I first went over there, I'm thinking, what I've seen in the movies. Come to find out, they living better than what I am here.
Right.
So we went to the market, and they had duck and different things, and pig and things like that, and we went by these cages and it had dogs in it, and one of the specialists that was with me, it was a female. She was like, "Oh, look, we need to adopt a dog." La la la. And just look at her, and I was like, "Hey, you don't adopt those. She's like, huh? I was like, no, we're not at the pet section block. You know what I mean? Trying to be nice about it.
This ain't the
she's
SPCA.
Yeah, she's like, you mean they're gonna eat them? And I said, yeah.
Why do you think they so fat? Ain't no dog need to get an adopted fat.
Because we were in the country part of our camp was the country part. You know, I mean, we weren't in Seoul. You know, we were in like in Daegu, Camp Henry, Camp Walker, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I asked that though. Is you get these other cultures with food in general, and it doesn't matter if it could be dog. It doesn't matter the food, but how they prepare it and how delicious it. Like the flavors are a whole different level than a lot of the food you get around here. It's just cooked so differently. It's pretty, it's flavorful. Like it's just a whole different thing to eat. I just love the culture.
My favorite thing about that, we were in Costa Rica. We did this whole waterfall tour. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. I've got a E4 with me, right? And she's like, oh, well, I'll only eat organic. And part of this trip, they were like, don't worry, there's going to be a lunch at the end of this excursion. We go to this Costa Rican waterfall. It's fucking gorgeous. We're fucking slamming beers, jumping down waterfalls. It's amazing, right? And we get down, we go for the lunch, and she specifically goes and talks to this older lady who's going to cook our food. And she's like, it's organic, right? And the lady's like, yeah, it's as fresh as it gets. And she literally walks over, picks up a chicken, fucking hacks its head off, like right there. And she flips the fuck out. Like she loses her mind. And I was like, listen, that is probably the freshest we're ever going to get fucking chicken. And the old lady's like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't be so loud. I've got 4 more because there's a bunch of you. And she just starts hacking the heads off these chickens. And I'm going to tell you what, that chicken, rice, and beans was not only the best combination I've ever had of those 3 ingredients. Like, it was fucking amazing. Like, and it was right there. We sat next to a waterfall. This old lady, we watched her. She plucked all the feathers. She cooked this thing up with a nice, like, I believe, if I remember right, it was like a green sauce, like a chili relleno or whatever, however the fuck you say it. I can't say it right. It was fucking delicious.
Yeah, man. Cabbage. I hate cabbage, man. Love
dude.
Kimchi.
Kimchi
I like the crap out of it.
The fucking bee's knees, bro. I don't really like cabbage either, but kimchi is the shit. And when you get some of that legit shit, like when I was in Cali, they got a bunch of good Korean restaurants that have legit kimchi. Oh my God, it's so good.
Speaking of food, let's get to this. Let's get to how you prepare your catfish and crappie. Are we deep frying everything? Give us your recipe. Give us your deep fry recipe, because I'm assuming they're same for all the fish. What is your, when you get some fish filleted out, we about to have fuck fish fry? How are we battering them?
Which one? Which one? A fuck or a fish fry?
I mean, if it's a fish fry, I'm gonna fry it if it's a fish fry. I mean, you throw some Louisiana entree on it or something. But I mean, I bake it. Like I'll put, like when I go trout fishing, I'll throw it on the grill. I'll catch it right there and start a fire, put it on the grill, put it in some aluminum foil, lemon pepper or something, butter, whatever.
Oh, okay, that's fine and dandy.
No, that's amazing.
What's your fish fry recipe?
No, I think that, hold on. Yeah, we're going to get to that recipe, but I think that's better that he was like, fuck that. I actually cook it. I don't just fucking fry it, because usually that's all catfish is known for, right? I don't think I've ever heard of anybody eating grilled catfish unless they're at like Bonefish Grill or some bullshit.
But he just said that was his salmon or his
trout,
or whatever. Trout.
Well, I mean, you can do the same thing with crappie and catfish and everything else. It's
Have you done that with catfish?
At your house. I ain't going to nobody's house. Nobody from the South. If they grill some fucking catfish, I'm like, something's wrong here. Something wrong.
Well, bro, if you eat as much as I do, then you've got to change it up every so often, bro.
Bitch, I weigh 260 pounds and I still eat my shit fried.
That's why you're 260 pounds. That's why you're 260 pounds.
I mean, spread your wings and go get some culture, bro. Damn.
I do. I want to know what I want to
Spread
know.
your wings and eat some fucking vegetables, Paul.
Oh, I love vegetables. I eat a ton of vegetables. I probably
not
eat more.
fried. Not fried.
Well, I don't eat the vegetables fried. I don't want to ruin them. I mean, it's a stick of, for every cup of vegetable you cook, you need a stick of butter.
And
you ever smoked your fish before?
I mean, no, because I don't catch nothing worth smoking.
What?
Well, you can do
Dude,
it.
the only fish I eat are crappie, catfish, and brimps. And
You never put crappie in an oven?
Hell, no, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Oh no, crappie
fried.
Yeah, I've had it fried.
fried.
I prefer it better the other way. You throw that bitch with butter and dill.
Any freshwater fish that I catch and bring home and eat, that bitch getting fried. That's it. That's the only way I'm cooking it is frying it.
It's also any vegetable he catches on the free range, any liquid, any soft serve, anything. He just fries everything.
That's right. Get some ice cream from Dairy Queen. Let me fry that bitch real quick.
Fried ice cream is delicious.
Fried ice cream is delicious. I don't know how we got the food on this one. Mexican fried ice cream is fucking money, but
never had it, but I will try it now.
There we go.
All right. The whole thing's not fried. It's basically like, you know, that shit. What is it called? Like shell, you know, when you like pour the chocolate ice cream and it like, or the chocolate sauce and it like hardens over the ice cream and you can like crack it.
No.
Okay.
Nobody, what the fuck you're talking about?
I mean, it's a common thing in all of the United States, I guess, but not in the Carolinas. But
well,
I spent like 12 hours in California, bro. I don't know much about that kind of stuff.
It's not in California.
It's the South, dude. You can't.
No.
Look,
it has nothing to do with Mexican food. No.
Chocolate
This is
hardening
shit.
in the South.
No,
it's
this
too
is
hot.
just.
It's too hot.
It's a thing you can buy that you pour on top of ice cream. You can get it fucking everywhere. It's not has nothing to do with Mexican ice cream. I'm just saying fried Mexican ice cream is basically the same thing. They just kind of like fry the top shell so it's crispy. That's it.
It sounds like a fair food for me. So, you know, if it's from the fair, I'll probably eat it.
Hey, what's the biggest catfish you ever caught?
Blue catfish is 62 pounds.
Fuck me.
I haven't caught over the 30s in probably 6 months, and I'm jonesing.
Did you put that 60-pounder back, or did you keep it and eat it?
You put me on the spot here. I caught that thing when I was a youngin', and we ate the shit out of that thing.
Why not?
It's like a 12-pound bass.
I've never actually caught a double-digit bass though. I've never broke 9 pounds.
That's still a big ass bass.
Holy shit! I like.
Did you eat that one?
This guy's
like
a cat fisherman, right? And he's like, "Listen, I've never broken 9. That means he's got an 8 somewhere."
Alex, what's your biggest bass?
Yeah, not that. It's
what is it?
What? 6 pounds, 15 ounces. Yeah.
See, Alex caught an Alex bass compared to yours. Came up to his shoulder.
I got lucky as all get out on that because I wasn't even bass fishing. I was actually crappie fishing.
That's the worst, right?
Actually, a 9-pound bass is a 9-pound bass. I don't give a fuck how.
No, I hate getting them on crappie. When I'm fishing for crappie, I hate catching a bass because I know that they're gonna break me off at any moment, and because usually I'm using light gear, all that shit. I fucking hate it.
No, I've caught big fish on light gear too, just because Alex doesn't know how to tie a knot, and the bitch slips off every time he catches something big.
Hey, Paul, how many fish have you caught this year?
4.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. How
many have you caught? How many have you caught? Bass. How many bass have you caught?
30.
No, you haven't.
Yep.
Why ain't they on the YouTube channel?
We talked about it. I didn't record my last trip, did I?
If that bitch ain't on your YouTube channel, it doesn't count.
That's the thing I've got. I had to learn that about social media, bro.
What's that?
I had to learn that, like, if you don't post that shit, it did not happen, man.
No. Guess what? I'm this is gonna be listen, I'm going out tomorrow. I went out last week, didn't bring any cameras. I had a great day on the water, right? It was great. I didn't fucking film any content. and it felt great.
He had
I'm
the
going out-
greatest day fishing in his whole entire life.
Nope.
And it was the one day he didn't bring the camera.
No, it wasn't the greatest day fishing. I caught 10 yesterday or last week, right? I'm gonna go out tomorrow, not bringing any fucking cameras. I don't know if I'm gonna bring cameras for a while. I think it's too much work. It's too much pressure to edit the videos at this point with everything going on with what I've got going on. And I feel like obligated. I don't know. I'm just not gonna fucking do it. I don't think.
Sometimes you just need to take a break, bro.
And
Hey,
that might be it. Yeah.
Do you do YouTube videos or you just put your stuff on the TikTok?
I started out with just Tiki Tac, and the only reason I even got on TikTok is because my little girl was on it, and I wanted to get on there and make sure there wasn't no bullshit going on.
Yep.
And then I found some fishing videos, and
He
that
found
was
some
it,
bullshit.
bro. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I saw some fishing videos of people all over the nation doing all this weird stuff and different techniques and things like that. And I said, if I tweak that just a little bit, that'll work here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing it ever since, man. And I like it. And then I started putting stuff out probably last year. And I was like, well, ain't nobody ever going to watch this shit. No, I'm just me. And people started liking it and people started following. And I was like, holy shit, and I'm still learning how to do this, but that's why I keep it organic. Because if it goes away, it doesn't matter to me. I'm still going to be doing the same shit I've been doing on anyway.
Mm-hmm. No,
but it does help though.
I mean, if for anybody and you, I'm sure you've maybe already listened to the episode. If you want to go back and get some good tips on this, go back to when we had Justin from Buzzin' Baits on. He dropped a master class in short form video strategy, specifically in the fishing world. I think that's like episode 942. So you can just go back a little bit and it'll be there. But
I've seen that.
And so it's funny because on your TikTok, Alex and I are small beans when it comes to fishing stuff. And now you've got, I don't know, like 3,000 or 4,000 followers on your stuff. So you've created good enough content to really grow a channel that's above average size, I would say, in the fishing community.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a certain video that kind of took off, or was it just you posting a bunch of stuff? Like how did you get your channel to where it is now? Because it's still bigger than it's above average is what I would say.
Well, I wouldn't say that compared to a lot of people I follow, but my thing is that to this day, my best video that ever, for as far as most views goes, is like maybe 27,000.
Mm-hmm.
And all I posted was a bucket full of brim and perch saying, I got bait for the tournament. I didn't say nothing. I just had music in that bucket, and I wrote it on there, hey, bait for the tournament, wish me luck.
TikTok's so stupid sometimes.
When I started talking and actually showing, like, because I say some really dumb things, but that's just who I am. And I don't, like I say, I don't really care. I try to keep it as what do you say?
Country.
Just in case if kids are watching or something like that.
There's no kids watching.
But as minute as I can.
Yeah. I mean, keep it how you want.
I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, if you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. If you don't want to watch that, then you're not my people. That's fine. I'm cool with that, you know? But I just keep it real, man. Like, I've got one video where I was dancing on the front of the boat. We was actually a veterans tournament for Tackle 22. And I was just trying to, keep the veteran upbeat and just show them, hey, relax a little bit, enjoy yourself. And I was just out there dancing. I've got quite many views on that, It's just, I don't really care. I just post me.
I think we need more hillbillies dancing in the fishing TikTok realm.
Well, on the video side, that's one of the things that's interesting too, is you see these people who have grown a channel and their videos are out there, and so we hear it a lot, right? Because we have a lot of folks on here that are content creators. That's primarily how we bring folks on.
Yep.
And we hear so many times, I make these videos. I'm like, fuck yeah, this shit's bad as hell. Fuck yeah. And then they post it and it gets, 500 views and 10 likes. And then they post a video of some bullshit, a bucket of fish that's 5 seconds long, and they just throw it up there. No editing, no music, none of other shit. And then that one's the one that takes off. But then you go through and look at their videos, and they're creating these masterpieces of art. I mean, like Joe LaBarbera.
Yeah, I was
You look
about
at
to say
Joe
Outer
LaBarbera's
Realm.
stuff, is amazingly produced.
That was a sweet video.
Amazingly produced, and it does good because he's got a big following. But then if he just posted like some bullshit, it would probably do better. It's just crazy how that stuff ends up going out.
Well,
and how people still rely on creating masterpieces instead of just putting fucking content out.
I base it off just like fishing. It's the same freaking deal, bro. I post a video at 2:00 in the morning. Everybody in the United States is usually asleep. But over there, across the pond, they're wide awake. And there's a lot of them over there. And they want to see, like, hey, they focus in on that. And they're like, oh, shit, what are they doing over there? And then I'll get a lot of views that way. All right.
You do that on purpose?
Sometimes.
Okay.
But normally 9 times out of 10, I post after 8:00 Eastern time.
Okay.
I do that because everybody's in ate their dinner. They're full. They're not doing anything. They're not cleaning their house no more. They're not doing their little chores no more.
8 o'clock at night, you're saying?
8:00 at night. Eastern time is when I usually do it.
Yep.
Why is the non-military guy got about 1,600?
It's not. It's 2,000, dipshit.
It's same thing. Same fucking thing. 2 times 8 is 16.
But they're sitting down, chilling out.
Yep.
And getting ready to go to bed. What are they doing? They're playing on the phone.
Yep. Do you know, I find the best time to post when we were more active, and we're going to be more active. I just got to settle into what's going on, right?
Hold on, time out. Don't put we in this when we ain't posting a bunch.
It's me.
Look, when we're posting
I'll
a bunch,
be more
we're
active.
getting views. It's all Alex. But when we ain't posting a bunch, it's we.
You're right.
Come on now.
No, I'll be more active. I just got to settle in with life, right, as we were talking about. But I find my favorite is when I'm sitting on the toilet to take my morning shit. That's I post specifically at that point because maybe other people are sitting taking a shit and they're gonna watch the video.
Well, basically, what I've learned on YouTube Shorts is that early in the morning is best for them.
Yeah. So YouTube Shorts is totally different. YouTube Shorts, I have a specific time. I will only post at 6 p.m. That's it.
Mine do worse that way.
No, see, I've had nothing but success at 6 p.m. because I hit West Coast kids getting out of school, East Coast people done maybe eating, and across the pond going to bed.
Hey, Geronimo, do you have a step stool at your house to reach the upper cabinets?
No.
Okay.
My mother. No, I think it's awesome though. What you're bringing. And so what Paul was saying, and I keep reiterating this, so I won't. Anyways, no. I keep like TikTok's special in that we can be very organic with it. I've talked about it on TikToks before. YouTube seems formal. I think Hicks, you're going about it the right way. Just be organic with it, and maybe that's the fucking move, is to treat that as an organic source, not just because I think TikTok has this whole thing about how you have to be effective for SEO, right? Search engine optimization. You have to be effective on thumbnails. There's just a lot of things that go into making a YouTube video work, right? While TikTok,
they've been around longer, so
they have.
They've been around a lot longer, so
TikTok was the short form video.
Yeah,
that's it. They've tried to. They're pushing the people that are getting paid on TikTok now are to make minute plus video.
Yes.
TikTok is pushing for a little bit longer form video now. To say if it's something that's more organic or something that's more produced, I don't know that, but TikTok's producing a longer form video. So you hear, at least I do from the people I follow, they hear about, all right, I'm just gonna fucking dance or shoot the shit for another 10-15 seconds to get to my minute plus because that's how I get paid. So the folks that are getting money through TikTok are getting money they're getting more money or whatever the fuck how it goes in these long forms. So it's kind of interesting to see TikTok starting to push a little bit longer form video, whereas they were the short form video platform. I mean, that was the whole thing with that platform was short form videos.
I'm gonna throw it out right now. I don't think the long form's gonna work for them. I think YouTube is still gonna be king for that. I think YouTube, like
but
3
we're-
minutes and less. 3 minutes and less. That's YouTube, right? Or
But,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
but-
that's TikTok.
I don't think 1 minute is long form in general. When I think long form, I'm thinking 10, 15 plus minute videos, whereas TikTok's still trying to get people to that minute. I don't understand
No,
why.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know the algorithm bullshit, anything like that. But TikTok is you get the TikTok thumb, your bitch starts hurting because you're scrolling all the time. So
Here's why. Here's why. It's because they're gonna. I bet you what's gonna happen is if this takes off. All right, so you're scrolling through TikTok, right? And you're kind of running your way through, and you hit that sponsored video, right? That ad, and you can tell that it's sponsored, and you just fucking
sponsored.
right, and you flick right through it, right? But if I could see them adding ads after they get long form because we don't have our videos right now interrupted. Like YouTube, you could watch a 10, 15-minute video. You're going to be interrupted multiple times with ads, right? I could see TikTok pushing for this long form, right? So people are going to be like, oh, hell yeah, because I don't have to watch an ad. I can watch a whole 10-minute video and not see an ad just to hook people in and then to fucking drop the ads in on them.
I'm going to create a social media platform
I don't see
where
it that way.
where the whole thing is you say,
Paul,
y'all look,
shut up.
and then
Paul,
it's,
shut up.
it's you shoot
We
the
have a
middle
guest.
bird.
Shut up, Paul. Shut up, Paul. We got a guest. Go ahead.
I mean, I see all this as a tool. It's just a tool.
Yeah,
that's all it is to me. Like, see, like y'all promote podcasts. You're trying to get that out there, and that's what you want to do. That's your goal. That's your end game. And see, where on my end game is that I want to go to these larger tournaments, but I don't want to break the bank or have to take out a second mortgage to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I use TikTok, and I'm just now starting to do the shorts on the YouTube because, like I say, I'm still a baby at all this.
Yeah,
I use it to gain the views, to gain the followers. I keep my content to like 20 seconds if I can.
Yeah,
20 seconds. That's all I want because I can plateau people in that area. That'll gain me sponsors to help me get to these tournaments. It's just a tool to me.
Okay. All right. So let's back up a little bit back to the catfish or the kayak. God, fucking Chiki Wawa fucking remix.
Waka.
Let's go back to the catfish tournaments. How much does it cost to enter, and what did the pots look like? How do we relate that?
Oh, man. Dude, I mean, all right, so you want to go like high scale, low scale, or low scale, high scale?
Well, let's talk about what
medium?
you're fishing. So local regional stuff that you're fishing. Let's say it's in between that middle ground where the majority of people are probably playing in.
Okay, all right. So Big Money Showdown last year was like $350 to get in, and then I think the pot was around, I want to say it was, a few thousand. That's mid-grade to me. Maybe I think it was like $3,800 for the pot. I don't really remember because I didn't get the pot. So
what does a big time tournament look like if you're
all right? So you got you got like the Cabela's King Cat tournament truck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can win 50 grand on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to travel for it, but I think it's about 1,000 or so.
So
maybe a little bit more.
So the entries and the payouts then sound like they're a little bit more than bass fishing, because our local clubs, you're going to put in 100 in and a payout of anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 here locally. So it sounds like the payouts might be a little bit less.
Well, that varies. It varies. Like I say, the King Cat is it's nation. You're traveling state to state to state. I mean, it's no different than like you say your Bassmasters. It's the Cabela's King Cat tournament.
Right.
I mean, you're going to Louisiana, you're going to Illinois, Tennessee, you're going to South Carolina. You're going. If you want to be in the Elite Series, you know, you're going to pay more. You're going to travel more. If you just want to be like the regular series, where like me, I'm going to King Cat in October because it's coming to Santee, South Carolina.
Nice.
So I'll pay into that, and I think it's around 300 or so. I can't remember. I have to go back on that one, but.
So are your gear costs, you know, bass anglers fucking buy shit like crazy. I mean, the gear in bass fishing is astronomical when it comes down to what you need. Is the gear investment, rods, reels, line, all that shit, is that less than what that's got to be less than in the bass world, right?
I mean, I would say yes.
Yeah.
I'm not at that level. But I mean, I can look at my boat and then all right, let's take the boat and the van out of the equation. You just look at just the equipment.
Yeah.
I can probably look at there, and I'm a small local yokel. I probably got $7,000 worth of equipment.
That's still pretty expensive.
That's a whole lot of ugly sticks.
I don't run ugly sticks no more, but yeah.
I can tell he was about. You just offended him, Alex. I had called him short.
No,
for half of this
no.
podcast, and you're offending him talking about some ugly sticks.
All right, listen.
Ugly sticks are good, bro. And if I have to, I'll pull them bad boys back out. I do not care as long as I can.
I have shut my ugly sticks into my tailgate numerous times. You know how many I've broke? None. I can look at one of my bass
You
rods
probably broke them because I heard this thing. You probably broke them. They have this self-replicating technology where they just grow themselves. It's just a little shittier. It's just a little off, right? So by like the 50th break, that's when you'll notice because it's completely cranked over. But other than that, you're fine.
The shit still.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It goes as far as you want it to go. Sure. I mean, I caught that biggest bass was 9 pounds some change. Okay, I caught that on a Zepco 33, bro.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, it works. Is it the best equipment for the job? No, but I can say I did that shit.
Hey, there's something to say that if you have a shitty reel, a shitty rod, a good hook, and good line, you can catch anything.
I mean, look at those little koozies that they got with the daggum line on there, man. I know people that do that for a job. You go across these countries and stuff, man. They use that kind of stuff. They don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's a game. That's a game and fun to us, but that shit, it's still applied.
That's true. All right,
it's just not made out of plastic.
As he's peeing, we're about ready to hit the most. Man, how do we describe this? I love how I do this build up like it's for new viewers, but we have the same brewskis every year. Every episode, which I love. We're about ready to hit the most important part of Bass and Brews. This is going to be the shotgun round. Before we get there, though, Hicks, I'd like to give you an opportunity to shout out whoever you'd like now.
Tackle 22 Fishing. Love them to death. You check them out. Tackle22fishing.com. Their goal is to provide free fishing trips for veterans and active duty service members at no cost to them whatsoever.
Sorry, Paul. I know that fucking pisses you off.
But yeah, I love them to death. They took me in their wings, and I love them. Nocturnal Nation hooks. They brought me on board to be an ambassador for them. Been using them for about 3 years. Apex Predator Outfitters. Can't say enough for him. Go check them out, man.
That's awesome, man. All right, so we are gonna this is either lifted you to the greatest heights of fishing fame.
Hey, Geronimo, if you had one man hug to give, would you give it to Alex?
Shouldn't you wait for the shotgun round for this?
Just sit in the shotgun question.
Yeah, it could be.
Shh, let him answer. Yeah. You have one man hug to give. Standing in front of you is 3'4", 16-ounce Alex, and 6'1", 250 pounds of beautifulness, me. Who do you man hug?
I'll probably go with Alex because I think I could actually, reach around him.
No, man. Yeah, one, you're right, but honestly, that's the wrong pick. You pick Paul because that puts you right at titty level, and you can motorboat him.
Well,
and I would too.
Yeah, those are
all
solid.
over them
Dude,
bitches.
they're solid.
They're hairy.
C-cups. Yeah,
Hey,
I mean they're hairy,
they're
solid.
hairy. Like
That's all right, man. I'll floss my teeth.
my nipple hairs. One of my nipple hairs is half a container of floss.
Hey, man, just braid that bitch.
You know what? I'm going to do that next week. I'm going to braid my nipple hair and be shirtless.
All right, so yeah, shotgun round. Are you ready, Paul? You got some kind of music for this?
Dun,
Paul?
dun, dun, dun,
Oh
dun.
shit. I don't have music, man. Just go with the shotgun round.
God, he spent so much money on that thing.
There it
Anyway,
is.
Stone Cold said so.
no, that was fucking stupid. Anyway,
Stupid.
are you gonna spend more on a rod or a reel? Come on,
Reel.
man. I mean, you listen to the
Alex,
show.
Alex,
You listen to the show.
You didn't give him the like.
He
you have to
listens to the
answer
show.
It
No,
doesn't
he listens
matter.
to the
But
show. He
oh
knows
my
the
God.
rules.
You're fucking
knows
being
it.
the host.
Real. Okay.
A real.
Hype music or slow jams?
Hype music.
All right. Crocs or flops?
Flops.
I mean, we'll let you get away with that one, I guess.
Oh, wait. Time's out. Time's out. I think
Why we're in timeout?
I
Because
think
Paul said
I'm
it,
replacing. I think I'm replacing the Crocs.
with
this
what?
year.
With what?
They're called Zeros, spelled with an X,
Okay.
and they're a sandal.
What the fuck is that?
They're
You
a
bought that
sandal.
at Disney World.
No,
I thought he was
bought
gonna
this
say
off
these.
of the website.
Like,
No.
hey, dudes are the jam.
No.
Right?
So here's the deal.
What
I
the
wore my
fuck is
Crocs
that?
out. My Crocs, the where the ball of your the front of your foot is worn out. Like there's nothing left.
What?
So I'm trying to find a sandal, and I found these sandals. They're called Zeros.
Don't fucking. You do not wear those in public, do
XEROWS.
you?
Yes.
Oh, Paul.
They're a barefoot. There's this whole like I go barefoot a lot. I've talked about this on the podcast.
Mhm.
But anyway, I'm looking at replacing my Crocs with these Zeros. And the last week and a half, I've taken them out fishing every time I go. And it's been wonderful. They're a little loose when I get in the water. They want to flop around and shit. But man, they're so awesome. Look at them.
Never owned a pair of Crocs. Never owned a pair of Hey Dudes.
Well, these aren't either one of those. These are flops minus the flop.
Listen, everybody, like you can do whatever you want to do with your life, but Paul, just so you know, those are women's shoes. Those are not made for men, just so you know.
Hey man, if you like it, rock it, man. It's
exactly.
Gucci.
But just letting you know, those are not for you.
Alex came up with the shotgun round. He came up with all these questions except one. And this motherfucker, we're like 100 and something episodes in. This motherfucker still can't do the round.
Oh shit! Well, total side note. Did you know, Paul? Do you know what today is? Do you know what today is, Paul?
It's April 27th.
April 27th is the time of this recording. Not only is it my birthday, but it is also.
Oh yeah! Happy birthday, you short butt.
Happy freaking birthday, man!
Thanks.
I know he turned 48.
Nope, 39. But not only is it my birthday, it is actually the 2-year anniversary of Bass and Brews.
No, it did.
What?
Our anniversary doesn't count until I was on.
No, I started this podcast on April 27th by myself 2 years ago. I just wasn't realizing.
I'm so sorry, man.
That's you, dude. What are you saying?
Sorry, man. You brought me in on your anniversry, bro. This should have been for like royalty, man.
I know,
dude.
We brought a catfisher on for our 2-year anniversary.
Not true. I fish for them all, buddy Rowe.
He does. He fishes for everything, even giant meat sandwiches. But you're right. I keep forgetting these questions. People haven't heard it yet, right? Because it hasn't released yet. But I've been thinking about reamping these questions. But
oh God, don't fuck it up.
Shut the fuck up, Paul. We already know this question, I guess. But do you eat largemouth bass?
Yes.
Thank you.
No.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
You're in a 3 hours of fishing. Are you catching 5 2-pounders or 1 7-pound bass?
5 2-pounders.
What
Fuck
the
yeah, dude.
fuck?
Yeah, he already talked about it. He likes to tug, bro.
I'm disappointed. Hey, slow jams or hype music?
I already fucking asked that one, dickhead.
Hype music. I'm just saying, man, a 7-pounder is not going to beat the PB, so I'm not fishing all day for that.
And we already know he's not good enough to fish in bass tournaments, so he don't care.
But I've done it.
Yeah,
in a
Paul does
freaking
it
bass tracker.
Paul does it every weekend. He just donates money.
Hey, in a 3-hour session, I'm just kidding.
Wicka.
Hey, have you ever eaten beaver?
Yes.
How'd you prepare it?
I usually just kind of lick it.
Raw?
That's the only way.
Right.
I think we're talking about a different beaver.
No, he knows the
You know,
assignment.
you just phalange it back, bro. You just phalange it back, bro. You know.
Alex just had a stroke, y'all. His hands just went to claw hands, and he didn't know what to do. Have you ever used beaver as bait?
Ever used what?
Beaver as bait. I bet a catfish would love beaver too.
No, I don't think I've ever done that one, man.
Oh, I've done that. You've never done that, Paul?
Called catfishing.
No, I've definitely used beaver as bait to get free drinks at some point.
Ah, I like what you did
I
there.
can guarantee you ain't no beaver ever bought Alex drinks.
No. I would send the beaver in and let the beaver trappers then supply the drinks because they thought they were going to get the beaver.
That's thinking with your tater mater.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
What's going on right now? What's happening right now?
What? Oh, well, we covered everything, Paul. You ready?
I don't know. Did you?
Yeah, we did.
Did you ask him slow jams or hype music?
I already did, you asshole. And guess what? Even if we don't, Tori, the Bass and Brews historian, will let us know instantly.
Not only
Tori.
Wait a minute.
Is that all the questions?
That is. That's a shotgun round.
No,
we
not.
got one more. Yeah, we got one more. Don't you worry.
And Alex has almost forgotten this question a few times.
Which one?
This one.
Oh, yeah, the last one. Yeah, there is a lot of times where I'm like, bah, 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 bah. The one that you know what's funny is when I came up with this.
Alex.
Oh, my God.
You do this a lot. Hey, you remember the movie Hook?
Yeah.
The movie Hook, right?
Yeah.
Why do you put your hands on your hips like fucking Peter Pan?
I don't. It's my chair's right here. And I kind of lift up
your
a little
booster
bit.
seat. Your booster seat.
No, because usually I
to get it
like
back
this.
under.
No, I sit like this in a slouch motion, and I'm like this to lift up.
No,
so I'm talking.
You look like fucking Peter Pan putting your hands on your hips.
I fucking hate you this episode.
Put my hands on your hand. Put my hands on your hip. You dip. We dip. I dip. We dip. Hey-oh.
The most important question in Bass and Brews history is every good fisherman loves a fucking sandwich. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
Honey ham.
Money.
Bologna.
Money.
Rotisserie chicken.
Money. One, bologna is the underrated one. That is the best one. That gives you the salt that you need to like actually rehydrate, right? Like you can't just be out on the water. Like you got to get a little salt in your body to be able to rehydrate properly.
And man, you got to fry that shit up, bro.
And there's nothing like
you fucking fry it up.
Hey, but here, look, this is a good thing with bologna, right?
Yeah.
You get your meat, you get your salt from the tits to the clits.
Anything else, Paul? Or you just want to talk about?
I don't know. I'm going to kick Alex out before he ends this shit.
I feel like Paul has been drinking way too much.
It doesn't matter how much I've drank. I won't drop the shit in my lap.
Welcome to the Bass and Brews podcast, your weekly distraction from other high-quality podcasts. And now, your host, Alex from Swamp Rat Fishing, and the co-host